degree weather? Yeah, I don't think so. But we'll get to more of that in a bit. Joining us right now in his car with his seatbelt on, but parked because he's safe and he's sane. Usually the one, the only, the original K9 for the final time this season, which makes me a little bit sad. Kenny Thomas, good morning.
Hey, what's up, fellas? What's up, Jay? How you
Hey.
doing, man? I just shortened your name. My bad, Jason.
Oh, I'm all right with that. You can call me that.
I'm trying to figure out what's up, fellas. What's up, Jay?
That's special love for me.
That is kind of a special shout out for you.
Because he waved. Even though you said the legend, the most amazing person, Dave, I was sad. Yeah. You better be, Dave.
I was, and that's the result I get is fellas.
Yeah. You're my guy. Both of you, come on, man. Both of you, my guy. But Dave, you know we go way.
I know, Kenny, and you know what? And I'm sure we will fill the void by playing much golf over the week, over the next couple months. You and me, buddy.
I'm down. Let's go. We gotta get Jason out there too. You golf, right, Jason?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Beers on me.
There you go.
Are you back? Are you still in New Mexico? No.
I was just there. I came back just this past Friday. My Ford, this wonderful vehicle that I'm in, Ford up in Santa Fe, where the capital is, hooked me up with the expedition, and I had an appearance that Saturday up at the Ford dealership for a couple of hours, so I had to come back, and I'm getting ready for my next basketball tournament up in Hobbs, New Mexico, hopefully next month.
Nice. Is Nikola Jokic one of the greatest NBA players ever?
That's a no-brainer, Dave. Are you kidding?
Not to a lot of people.
Already.
That's insane. That's insane.
What? Insane that he's not, or insane that he is? I don't know which way you're going here, Kenny.
This man dominated on multiple levels. And I think early in the first couple of games, he was scoring, I think, game 2, but he was he had more assists right away, right out the bat, and he wasn't even scoring. The way that he is such old school. I mean, you don't see guys backing down guys anymore and taking advantage of mismatches, and he's so patient, and he's such a great passer. He has all the tools, and the way that Denver has put so many different pieces around him to where they all play together. I don't know if you guys are starting to hear this, but I am. Like, they're the new San Antonio. They're boring, but they're very efficient. I think I said that perfect.
Yeah.
You did. Well, I thought you did it well.
So if that's like the new benchmark, we all loved, Kenny, what the Kings did this last year, and they kind of got their first taste of it. If you're Monty, West, the front office, are you programming or building your team as the team we're going to have to go through at some point is Denver? Do you craft your team that way, or you just kind of continue to work with what you got and try to make it the best version of that?
I think the Kings they have all the right pieces right now, and they just need like 1 or 2 more pieces. I like the way that they're playing right now. I don't think that the Kings should change their culture to match up to Denver, because the Kings have a lot of different weapons, even at the guard position, that I feel like Denver couldn't match up with them, right? And the principles that Mike Brown is starting to put in when it comes to defense, I feel like they're starting to get it. And then that group is going to stay together, and then I just feel like they're going to gel together more. I feel like the Kings' defense was way more impactful than Denver was. That's just my opinion. But Denver's a high-volume scoring team, I think. And you got to remember the altitude and the elevation in Denver. It's brutal.
When we're talking to Kenny Thomas right now, Scooter on the YouTube chat wants me to ask, and I wanted to ask you anyway, so I'll give him credit here. We were talking earlier, we're always going through teams trying to pick players off of them that could help. What do you think about a guy like Brook Lopez taking over at the 5 and putting Domas back at the 4? You think that would work?
I don't know if you remember me saying this earlier in the year. People thought I was crazy because Domas should be playing the 4. I don't think he should be playing the 5. And he's so good with the ball, and he commands a lot of attention, but there's a lot of action and movement with Domas in it, to where I'm sorry, but he's not a post-up player. He's not. And I think there's some of the things that he needs to work on when it comes to like maybe looking at Joker on how he's so patient in the post and he goes over both shoulders. And sometimes you got to work on those things to get better. And I feel like Domas will get better from that standpoint. But I feel like the Kings need a 5, like a shot blocker, run the floor, play defense, and do all the intangible stuff that's needed.
So is just to follow up on that, is that kind of a, a lot of Kings fans are thinking the most obvious way to upgrade here to make a maneuver is Harrison Barnes' contract being up, and to replace him at the 3 is maybe the thought they don't have to replace the 3. They could move Keegan to the 3, Domas to the 4, and put a guy like Lopez in at 5. They could get a 4, move Keegan to the 3, and there's some options there. It doesn't have to be a 3 for a 3, right?
I totally agree with you 100% because Domas can play the 5 sometimes. And even that 5-man you bring in, he doesn't even necessarily have to start. They can start with their starters they have right now. But I feel like that presence in the middle when Domas is not there, it's non-existent. The paint needs to be protected more. And I feel like Domas can do so many unique and great things, but that 5-man that can just come in and just run the floor and play defense and shot block. Not that Domas can't rebound, but I think he's a great rebounder. But I want to see him in a lot of more action to where he's not on the hook. Some of the bad people to where he gets in foul trouble. Domas is in foul trouble a lot. And I want to see if that can help eliminate that. But Harrison, obviously it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. But I find it very interesting how everybody's talking about Chris, Keegan's brother. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I think I feel like they would be too stacked because Kevin might be at the 2, but can't Kevin play some 3 as well? I don't see it.
But. So kind of with that said, Kenny, what is it? A week from tomorrow is the draft. Kings pick 24. They got a couple in the second round. You obviously want guys that can make your roster and maybe make an impact. So you thinking you're drafting more for need then at that? I mean, how would you do that?
I would draft for need. And I don't think Chris is even going to be there at 24, to be honest.
That's true.
I would be surprised. So I don't even think that's an option unless the Kings trade it. And would it be a good idea for the Kings to actually trade that 24 pick to where they can go out and get a veteran if it's more at the 3, but I think they should go after that 5 spot to help Domas.
Let me go back to Nikola Jokic and ask you a different question now. And I'm putting you on the spot. I really am. This is a tough question, or maybe it's not. Is Nikola Jokic the most unique NBA player in history? And let me just give you my quick prosecution here. He was picked during a Taco Bell commercial in the second round. He really appears, not that he doesn't love the game, but just this is his job. You saw him after the finals, just like, yeah, okay, great, I want to go home. He doesn't look like he's a great athlete, though of course he is. Yeah. Is there a comparison to this man?
With him being a European player, like they obviously play with different pace and different speeds, right? I think their culture of basketball is totally different than ours over here. He knows what he does best. He doesn't have to jump over somebody to dunk on them. It's not like you're seeing him jump and dunking so much, right? But he's so crafty around the basket to where he knows where he's at. He always has a feel of like mismatches. And I don't know who I would necessarily compare him to, but he's a very, very impactful player because he does so many different things in so many different ways. And you never know what you're going to get. But then at the same time, he can end up with 40 and you're like, okay, well, that's kind of normal. But the way he does it, it doesn't seem like he's impacting the game at a real noticeable volume unless he's just going after and getting it, right? But he's a guy that he knows what he does. Like he's very crafty around the basket. And when it comes to emotion, people thought the same thing about me when I was on the bench. Like, people didn't think like I like basketball. I'm out there doing my job. It is not his job to be emotional if that's just not his personality. And I don't think that is his personality. And they talked about him not even showing anything with his life. He's private. He chooses that way. I think we just saw a picture of his wife just recently because there was a photo, right?
Mhm.
But some people don't want that out there.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this as we sign off, buddy. I was going through last week. I was going through some old basketball cards of mine with my son, and out came a Kenny Thomas Philadelphia 76ers card.
I got you.
And it's funny because I'm talking to him, and he goes, "You know him, right?" And I had this weird day flashback of when I had those cards, and you were some basketball player playing for Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? And I think I might have had you on my fantasy team once or twice. And now here we are, all having conversations. And you and I, Jason, are sitting here every week getting to talk to Kenneth Cornelius Thomas.
Oh my God, he busts out the whole name.
Hey, I mean, come on.
Special show.
Come on, it's a special show. So we appreciate your time each and every week, and we love you to death.
Man, Jason, Dave, Jay, man, I appreciate you guys, everybody over there. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm looking forward to coming back next year. Hopefully we can keep this going. I enjoyed being on here with the nothing, Dave. You cut that out. Don't make me reach through this phone, man.
You're in New Mexico. I can talk garbage.
Hey, I know where you live. I'll find out. It's nice to actually still be remembered, man, because there's people here. I just had my big tournament, and there was kids and parents that wanted me to sign cards like that. And tell your boy, your ginger, I got him.
Yeah.
I saw him this year. I remember that. He didn't want to take a picture with me, but the wife was like, "Yeah, go over there and take a picture."
He's shy. Hey, you know what? It's not his job to show emotions. Maybe he just wants to keep stuff private, Kenny.
Which is totally fine, and that's why I'm bringing it up, because I'm showing emotion right now. This whole TV thing with NBC got me very emotional, man. I can actually speak my mind, which is actually refreshing.
Yes.
But man, I appreciate you guys over there, and it's been a blast, and I'm always here, and let me know what's up.
Okay, man. Have fun out there. Safe travels back here. Hit us up when you get home.
Thanks. Appreciate you guys. You guys have a good one.
You too. All right. Take care. That is Kenny Thomas. We are way late.